Take quorum as present and the meeting can proceed. The minutes of October 7th, 2025, the meeting has been provided to the board members.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
Vote on it.
I'd like to add something to the minutes, some resident comments and discussion.
To the minutes?
To the
No,
minutes?
sorry, to the minutes, to the agenda for tonight. I had sent you an email, asked for that.
Okay, let's vote on this really quick.
Yeah, let's do the meetings.
Oh, I thought we already did it.
We have to vote because of Robert's Rule of Orders and because of
I
all
said
of
you
the nonsense. Sorry.
I said aye.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
I didn't hear it. I'll make it louder. Sorry.
Okay, just talk in my good ear.
My mistake. I'll be louder.
All those in favor then, yes.
All right.
Motion carries. The minutes are adopted. The next order of business is old business. The first matter of old business is the motion to appoint Ted Coleman as the Township Overseer, which was tabled at the last meeting. I make a motion to take it from the table for further discussion for the motion regarding the appointment of Ted Coleman as the Benton Township Overseer. Is there a second?
Second that.
The motion has a second.
Well, discussion, why are we doing that?
You have to follow Robert's Rules of Orders, you have to take the motion off the table.
So,
To
okay,
open
so
it up
that's
so we
what
can
you're doing.
discuss it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
All those in favor say aye, those opposed say no.
Aye.
Aye. Everybody says yes. The motion carried. The discussion will proceed. Well, the previous motion appointed Ted Coleman as Township Overseer will resume. I will start the discussion. Here are copies of KSA 8202 for the other board members. Because Ted Coleman is a non-resident of Benton Township, he is disqualified to be the road overseer, as the motion must be set aside and void and dies. Any further discussion?
I also found the same when I was doing my research on this, so I move to rescind the motion.
I second that.
We have to vote on it.
Take a vote. I vote yes.
Yes.
All three. Motion carries. The next order of old business is personal policy manual. I make a motion that each board member receive a draft copy of the proposed employee personnel manual to review and to make any additional comments for later discussion at a subsequent board meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Colin Terry seconds that. There is a motion and a second. Discussion will open. I will start by the discussion saying that I look forward to reviewing any draft that is available, but before I final vote, I will need at least 30 days to go over the draft to be prepared with any possible request changes. If possible, can someone tell us when a draft will be available?
I've been gone most of last month, so I've not done anything with it.
I made sure I still had the file and that's it as well.
I would say the first of the year, there should be a draft available. Your part?
Okay.
So I'll make a motion, if that's what we need, that we'll have a draft available by 1 January, or for the January meeting, I'll put it that way.
I second that. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
What day is that? January 6th.
Is that the first meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, FEMA updates.
Had a call this afternoon with Mike Hamilton. He is going to be the one that is going to be working with us.
For now.
Yeah, for now. It was an exploratory call. We talked about the general things, what we're going to need, such as time cards, including benefits, the time worked, rock tickets, invoices, equipment usage, which should be all on that spreadsheet. The time that I think Ted's the only one that went around taking pictures, we can claim that time too. When,
Is that administrative or is that part
yes,
of the right?
yes. Which I told him we want to do the Z claim again. Let's see. The RSM meeting is scheduled for tentatively. We have to have it by the 19th. So I just picked a date, November 17th, which is a Monday at 8 o'clock here. And that's usually 2 to 3 hour meeting with everybody in the world. We did it, what, a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't have his email, he's supposed to be sending that. But he said as soon as we can start sending stuff, if you have rock tickets and all that.
Okay.
When I get his email, I'll send it to you.
Let's make a Google sheet and just keep track of everyone's hours.
Yes.
For the Cat Z
Yes. Because any time we spend on any of that is reimbursable at 100%. I think the last time I heard Ted talk, road repair is very close to being done. But I'll verify that.
Did everything sound like it's going to be the same as
Yeah.
last round?
The only thing he said that's a little troubling, he said they've got a new form out, and he's not real familiar with it yet. So we'll have to wait and see.
Okay,
That's all I know at this point in time.
okay, 50th Street update. We took advice and opinion from the county counselor, and the bid process is actually a formatted bid process as government bid. So we're in the process of trying to get that figured out. We'll be asking help from the county and some other townships, trustees for that. So that's our update on 50. Next order of business is new business. The first order of new business is the appointment of a township trustee, Antonio Rodriguez, as the overseer. Pursuant to KSA 68-530, I move to appoint myself as the Benton Township overseer. Is there a second?
Second, we have to have an overseer, and it has to live in the township.
There is a second. We will start the discussion in the motion. I will begin by saying I am eligible because I'm a resident of the Benton Township, and I have been informed that the county engineer will approve my appointment. And I want to make it clear that I will not be asking for any additional wage or compensation. Is there any other discussion on this motion? There being no other discussion, then those in favor say aye, and those opposed say no.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All three say aye, the motion carries. Next order of business is compensation and benefits for the road overseer. I declare that pursuant to KSA 8208 that I have a statutory conflict on this issue, and I will temporarily be handing the meeting responsibilities over to Samantha Morgan for this new business.
Oh, okay, so I don't think it needs to be a paid position personally. I don't know if we need to make a motion for that.
I would just make it official.
I move that the road over, let me rephrase this. I move that if the road overseer position is a township board member, that there is no extra compensation for that duty.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded that if the position of overseer is also held by a township board member, that there will be no additional compensation for it. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. It's your meeting, sir.
Being the road overseer will be necessary to have a bond that will be paid by the township.
Okay. But I have to be bonded as a treasurer that the township pays for, so.
Okay.
I guess I'll just call surety. The same people who bond me, I assume.
All right, I make a motion to get a bond.
Second the motion.
No discussion.
Any further discussion?
We go through CNA surety for the treasurer's bond, just as a point of it.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Those say no.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next order of business is proposed change to regular meeting day of the Benton Township Board to the first Monday of the month, beginning in 2026. There is the conflict of the planning and zoning board being on the same day, is the conflict with me being here. I'm gonna have to start going to those meetings. These are two plats, this is on the agenda of the planning board tonight. And I would like to have been there for this one right here at the Mills Estates, but
Well, so it has been an issue in the past. We, in fact, moved one of our meetings so that Colin and I could attend the planning and zoning commission for the, whatever Paul Gray's estates or whatever he was gonna call it was going in on 50, and I didn't even point in that direction, 50, that way. Fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, we're only going to get more and more of these sorts of requests in the township, so.
and we should be present for
And we
that.
should be, someone from the township should be present, probably at the planning and zoning to, let them know whether we're for or against. So the process that, the last time we moved the meeting, we have to publish it in the paper, and I'll have to look it up whether we have to publish it just once or if we have to run it 2 consecutive.
I'll sing this a couple times.
Yeah, I think it's, maybe 2 consecutive times in the paper to make it known. So we vote on it, we run it in the paper, and then we can move it, is how we had to do it last time.
Okay.
Did you make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to change the regular meeting to Benton Township for the first Monday of each month, begin at 2026, but leaving the meeting time at 7 o'clock. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any other discussion? There is a second, and we'll take a vote. I vote yes.
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 All 3 votes yes, the motion carries. Next issue of business is the treasurer's report.
Okay, this month, in the general fund, we had deposits of $62.32, which was just interest on the account. Expenses were $5,450.10, leaving us a balance of $68,084.18 in the general fund. There were no deposits in the road fund. Expenditures were $27,939, leaving us a balance of $203,048.99. FEMA and special machinery did not change. We are 83% of the way through the year. The overall road budget is under budget right now at 60%, and the overall road fund is also under budget at 62%. My only question is, we had allotted $36,000 for tree trimming, and we have not trimmed a tree this year.
We gotten any word from the
I
school
asked
yet?
about it in
Yeah, we did.
February,
We did.
and we're in November.
And Matt called me from the bus barn, and he gave a list, and it's mostly up to walking from 254 to Parallel Road. That comes from the bus drivers. I have a list, and I'll share that with employees.
And maybe that's,
Okay, from 254 north up to Parallel.
on Tawakoni.
On Tawakoni and Santa Fe Lake Road. We've got some issues over there on 10th. I was driving that, which is just to the east of Andover Road on 10th Street. We've got some issues there, right across from the hog farm, right prior, just to the west of Prairie Creek Road. So, and I'll be hunting those spots down. We've got a guy that has a power saw. He's $150 an hour, but we're trying to put together a crew. And I'll get to that crew member when we talk to cemeteries.
Do we need 2 bids for that?
You have to have 2 bids.
Which I have the name of that gentleman I talked about a couple months ago. I can get him to give us a bid.
Can you, okay.
I can contact him.
Do we get bids on hand cutting and bucket trucking, or do we get bids on power sawing equipment?
However they do it. If they give us a bid, that's all we need.
Okay. Bojack works by the hour, it's 150 an hour.
I think this gentleman does too, but I'll have to verify that.
Okay, good enough.
Can you get from him does he estimate how long a stretch is gonna take him?
He'll have to look at it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
can you you're gonna
Get
work
an
on
average?
that?
Yeah.
You're gonna work on yours?
Yes.
We'll reconvene. Sorry, back to the budget. I didn't mean to I derailed us. Any questions?
No. No further discussion?
That's it.
Okay, the roads. We got I think we've got a pretty tough winter coming on, you know, with weather. So I think we need to, which will come up here in a little bit when we get to the equipment, we're gonna have to make some adjustments to the equipment. Let's move on to cemetery. Brent, what do you got?
We had bees out there again.
Again?
Yeah,
Bees?
figured it out last week, but I went and talked to Matt at the city, and there's a couple that has beehives here in town, and they went out and got them.
Okay, perfect.
Said they would have died anyway, they were, you know, in the ground, so. Took them about 30 minutes and they got them all out of there for nothing.
A different place though? Cause I thought we'd cut that tree.
Yeah,
in.
there was no tree, they were in a peony bush.
Oh, really?
Interesting. They
And
just
then,
love that cemetery.
I've decided on, you know, we got stumps that need to be straightened up. I think, I'll do the ones I can myself and get quotes on the other. CBI will do it if I send them a picture.
We have, in the budget, in the general fund budget, we have repair and maintenance of cemetery grounds. So we have an allotted budget for that and it is way under. So if we need to pay for that sort of thing, it comes out of that budget.
I think we can do the ones we can do, those smaller ones. Some of the big stuff, I don't wanna mess with it. Stones are too expensive.
Right.
That's about all I've got. I think I'm doing my last mow now.
Okay, that's all we got. I don't see Mike here. Okay,
Mike called me today. He said that still, he's only had one burial, I think, in the last month. Said it's still, that business is slow, thank goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, equipment. So, we need to get a gravel bucket. I'm gonna get bids on that. Probably a Sobe bucket is what we're gonna use, cause it's got a crazy bottom on it. So I'll get bids for the next meeting.
Gravel
Yeah,
bucket for what?
for the skid loader. The gravel bucket to pick up branches.
I assume that's what you were talking about, but just,
Oh.
you know,
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
for the viewers at home.
Yeah. Okay, and then the other thing.
Did we get the mower fixed? Can we start mowing some ditches?
No, Ted's not here. I was gonna
I
ask him
think
about
it's
that.
ready to roll, I think.
Is it?
Can Colson start mowing ditches?
I don't know if I'd wanna turn him loose on that yet.
Okay. I didn't know what
Well,
his experience was.
We'll talk about that for sure. Okay, super good. The other thing is, on the equipment, is that we had a strike. Hit a box with the motor grader. And I had Murphy Tractor come in and bid it, and it's pretty substantial. There's two separate parts of this bid. One part, on the forward part, is the damage in your parts out there on the machine. It actually broke off the extension, bent the moldboard, and
This is when
bent
he
the
hit
cutting.
that. This is when Ted hit the box culvert and he sent pictures of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first bid is $31,374.68. If the moldboard is actually usable, even though it's bent, but it's $18,437. So Murphy, knowing that, we either make an insurance claim on this and do a partial out on this. The partial is, the other part is the 9580, which is the repair on the circle drive gearbox. And the circle drive gearbox is The damage that is caused is by running the moldboard all the way out with a continual use and having the fulcrum on the carousel. And that bid is $95.80, which I don't think we can make an insurance claim on that. That's just for use. But if we don't get the moldboard, then they're probably gonna take it off of the trade-in value. So we'll have to get, and then the insurance companies, they'll get their second bids, and that should cover some of the FEMA stuff. So
So I was trying to look and see where we're at on repairs and maintenance budget. We've got 5,000-ish left on repairs and maintenance, but obviously we're under budget, so we can move money around.
Why would we
We-
not want to file an insurance claim?
excuse me?
Why would we not want to file an insurance claim if we
Sure.
have it?
I would like to get a second opinion from Prairie Land Partners. So,
So do you want me to call our insurance company? I called him when it happened and I said, I don't know if we're filing a claim or not. Do you want me to call him back and say, yes, we wanna file the claim?
yeah, I make a motion that we file an insurance claim.
Second.
Motion carries. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All three, vote. Motion carries.
Okay, I'll go with that.
And you're gonna get another set of numbers?
Yes, from Prairie Land Partners, which is the other John Deere dealership that's in this district.
So what about this down here?
We'll have to pay that out of
Yeah,
pocket.
that's kind
Correct.
of unrelated. to
Right,
this,
and make a correction in how the machine's operated to avoid that. All right, that about wraps it up.
That'll take care of it.
I want to make an announcement that there will be a special budget meeting for the Benton Township that will be held November 25th,
No, November 5th,
or excuse me, November 5th.
tomorrow.
And is that at 7 o'clock as well? At 7 o'clock in the Benton Township building.
Road, I got this letter in the mail the other day.
I did too and I forgot to bring it.
J&J Drainage, they're having a sale on culverts. If we want to purchase some culverts before the end of the year for the yard.
If we do that, we probably need to get with the county engineer and see what is gonna be the most common. Probably a 15 squash is probably the most common of what we've been using. I'll look at those prices if you can get me a copy of that.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a copy. I can call,
You didn't get one? In the mail? Cause I got one.
probably the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the same. I
Yeah, I'll have to look.
Well, I can call Dave Springhoff and ask him what's the most common, because he's the guy we talk to all the time about it. And I'll send you a copy of this.
Okay, very good. Okay, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
What about people want to make some comments. I think we need to put that on the agenda and allow that to happen. I'd ask for that on the agenda.
What is the comment about?
Well, this one was just given on a meeting last month. Concerns voiced about there was verbiage that gravel was put on a private drive. And the owner of the drive, Jason Kubik, called me and he said that is not true. He paid for all that gravel. And had it put on.
From all the way from 10th Street?
No, the township put from 10th Street to the bottom of the hill. The private drive you're referring to, I bought 48.31 tons from Southwest Prairie Creek or Butler County Quarry, and they put it on my private drive.
Okay.
But in the meeting,
Did you have Bannon move that for you?
did I have who?
Have Bannon Trucking move that for you?
Who's the
Yeah,
next?
Bannon.
Is it Bannon?
Yeah, that was John Bannon.
Yeah.
Bill,
It's Bill. Bill with Southwest Butler Quarry. And
we
I
did
got,
not take any free rock from Benton Township.
yeah, I got pictures of it being applied if you
And
guys
we
want to
have all
see
the
it.
invoices and pictures, you can have it.
Okay, thank
In
you.
April.
Well, just clarifying that there was no gravel put on a private drive,
Correct.
No, and
as stated last month. So I was just trying to clear up that confusion.
Right.
Yes,
I was just there and I just followed the Bannon truck off of the county road onto your property.
Well,
Because I was working at 10th, I was working on the pipeline project at 10th, and I followed the truck because I was wondering where he was going on a dead end road.
Well, to turn, they obviously have to get in there, but the rock that's on that drive, we paid for. We put it on there. I can show you
we did it back in
pictures and-
April.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
only one way to turn is to pull into our private drive to turn and back up. because it is a dead end, but the rock that's physically on our property, we put there.
Okay, thank
And
you.
no accusations be made towards Ted, because he did not do that.
Okay, thank you.
And I think, Randy, you had, something?
I had called Colin earlier when he got back from last week and asked to be put on the agenda, just make a proposal for, the fixing 50th up by Andale Construction. And I was told that I would have that this evening, the time to talk this evening, so.
I asked to put it on the agenda.
Okay, so, well, yeah, because any board member can
Well-
put anything on the agenda, they don't have to have approval to put it on the agenda.
Okay, referring that. This is a memorandum. Andale's bid came in, and it said donation/deduction, which nullifies them.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Why
Sure,
is that?
excuse me.
May I make a comment really quick? We didn't ask Andale Construction for a bid. They took a bid to, what's his name?
Curtis Major.
All I could think of was Daryl Lutz, and I was like, the new Daryl Lutz. And if Daryl Lutz wouldn't have forwarded that on to
No,
us,
sorry,
Curtis
Curtis Major.
Mader forwarded that on to us. So first of all, we didn't request the bid, and second of all, Andale didn't even present it to us. It was presented to the county.
No.
So
Yes,
Well,
sir,
it was
okay,
given-
hold on.
Okay, well, we'll get the truth here in a second.
I learned of the bid through Curtis Mader at the county.
Right?
So, we did not request the bid, and it was not brought to us, it was brought to a third party. So, I haven't even addressed it, because it wasn't requested and it wasn't brought to us, it was
Sure.
something
I
else.
totally understand it. And that's why I was here this evening, was to present that bid to the board. Okay? When that bid, okay, let me explain what happened, okay? In our efforts to get 50th Street prepared for chip seal, has been difficult, as we all know. So Tom Wilson, who's with Andale Construction, agreed to put together a proposal to bring 50th up to what needs to be done to get it chip sealed, okay? Which was supposed to have been done in August, but the road wasn't brought up to what it should have been. So he put this presentation together, okay? I took it to Curtis Major and asked him to look at it, okay? That's all that was done. There was no presentation made, nothing. I just wanted him to look at that to see if he agreed that what they were presenting would be adequate to get 50th prepared for chip seal. That was it. Nobody asked him to send it to you. In fact, he was asked not to send it to anyone to keep it private. Okay? So, he did that on his own, which is okay. He sent it to you guys. And yes, you didn't request it, but we wanted to make that presentation to you. And you guys have now had it for over a month, because you got it the day before the last meeting. And so the only thing that Tom Wilson unfortunately had to be out of town on business, or he would have made, came and made a presentation. So I just called Colin and asked him to be put on the agenda so we could make the proposal to the township board. Because we all know something needs to be, we need to move forward on getting 50th taken care of. And the other thing and the proposal that you have from Andale is sufficient to bring 50th up to getting chip sealed, and they can get this done over the next 5 months and get the road ready. And so I guess all we ask is, I'd like to present that bid for your approval. approval, whatever, and knowing that you need 2 bids to make a decision. And so it'd been mentioned at a couple prior meetings that other bids would be sought after to get. And so do you have any other bids on getting 50th brought up to snuff? Because it's been brought up now for 60 days. Just wondered if you had any other bids besides the Andale bid. And then the other thing that I would refer to is statute 68708, which says that you can accept in-kind services. That's a state law. So I don't know where, and that's also been confirmed by the county attorney.
With who?
Butler County Attorney.
And that's Darren DeVinny?
That would be Darren DeVinny. That is correct.
Okay.
That's Darren DeVinny.
Comment from the board?
Excuse me, hold on. There's your opinion on that from Darren DeVinny. Randy, you can have that.
So Darren DeVinny is saying that you cannot accept in-kind services.
Just, it's in there?
I'm
It's in there, it's in print.
asking you, can you accept in-kind services?
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on a legal issue. There it is, right there. There it is. It's put together as a memorandum.
Well, okay, so then why says 2024 statute 68708 that
I don't know.
you can
You'll have
accept,
to
well, I didn't know
You'll have
about
to ask
this
Darren
either.
DeVinny. Yeah.
All I know is that Darren DeVinny said to me that there's not a problem with in-kind services, okay? So if that's the case, okay, then maybe.
What's the case?
But
What's the
then we
case?
need to talk, well, what's wrong with them proposing a deal? Because you'd made numerous comments about this is gonna cost $80,000 to $100,000, $80,000 a quarter mile. And this is a $25,000 bid to bring the road up to the standard, whatever, that we need for the chip seal. So it's a reasonable, very reasonable bid. I mean, I don't know why there would be any objections to a reputable company, very reputable company, Andale Construction's highly rated, to come and do the work, get it ready to get a chip seal.
Okay, I'd like to retort that. Okay, well, first of all, their bid is just for the road, not including the ditches, the trees, anything else. So it's not just a $25,000 bid. The excess of that bid, when he says the discount donation, there was an additional $26,000 there that he's gonna write off. We have to take that into consideration because whatever that is on the low bid, even if they take it as taxes, we still have to have an even bid for FEMA, for one. And then other bids, we took, like I said in the 50th Street update, that we took information from the county councilor, and we have a bid process on government bidding that we absolutely have to follow, and we're gonna follow that. That takes time. The county has people that, you know, do that stuff for a living. And how does it, you know, we're gonna set a bid process with specs for the road. Because the problem with that road is it's not chip and sealed. I mean, it's not stabilized for the chip and seal. So even if we fix it, the other spots are gonna gather water as well, and in a year, we're gonna be in the same spot, spending an additional $25,000 and going on and on. When you called for a meeting with Curtis Mader out on the road, he said he would turn the road under and start over. So did the road superintendent. And then we get a bid, and then we get a bid from Andale Construction, and exactly what they said they would not do. I asked the question if he thought the water was under the quarter point of the road. He said yes. I said, do you think the water's under the crown? And he said yes. I said, how do we know that we get all the water if we patch it in? He said, you don't. You just have to keep digging. So there's really no way until you get started and run through it. You have to have an open checkbook. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a spec on the road, and it's not just for that road. It's for any development coming into or into the Benton Township, that they have to follow it, so the developer doesn't put in a substandard road, get paid for that, take the money, turn it over to the township, and drain our budget for the next 10 years. So we're setting a spec on the road, and that's why I want to go to the county planning board, is we're going to set parameters, and that's not just for this road, it's for all roads.
50th can't just continue to deteriorate until that happens. It's gonna take too long. We have to do repairs. We need some work done on 50th. We're under budget on roads significantly because not one dime has been spent on 50th.
What happens if we gather a lot of snow and we start burning through that road budget really fast because we're getting snow and snow and snow, and we're shoveling that gravel off, we've got to put it back in mud spots. I mean, nobody's planning for that. We can't, if we go out of budget, we're out of money. We can't borrow money to continue a road budget. I'm trying to maintain a budget. And as far as the 50th
That's why
Street
we're
goes,
coming with other alternatives, saying, hey, we don't have a lot of money. Here's something that can be done. People are willing to donate. People are willing to go out of their way to help make this happen and benefit the township.
We can't take
and we're not
donations.
getting any help.
we don't take donations.
You have the, there's precedent already set.
No, not by me.
Okay, so.
Wait a minute,
Hold on,
so-
pause.
Hold on.
The Kansas Attorney General opinion on September 6th, 2018, as I'm reading this, it says, as the township officers for Silver Lake Township, you ask our opinion on a matter related to the powers of townships. Specifically, you ask whether a township may solicit and receive donations. For the reasons discussed below, we conclude the answer to your question is no. That is from the Kansas Attorney General's office. So I don't have a law degree, and if there's an opinion from the Attorney General, I don't think you can really just go around that.
Agreed.
This is the first time I've seen this.
Okay,
but
that
I
said
just read this real quick.
solicited, so you didn't solicit this bid.
We didn't even ask for it, we didn't expect it, it wasn't given to us.
No, okay, so
And we
you,
can't take it anyway because it says
you
right on it.
had, you had
donation.
indicated that you, Tony, said, I will get bids on getting this road fixed.
Right, we're in
Have
that
you done
process.
that?
We're in that process right now.
That's been 2 months.
30 days, 30 days.
So,
Yes,
my,
yes,
Can I ask you just a quick question?
sure.
So you're stipulating that you can't accept the bid as it's written because of, it violates the statute. If a bid is resubmitted,
Well,
hold on, can I?
yeah, go ahead.
Give me a second. If it's resubmitted that abides by statute, then can it be considered by the board?
Yeah, how do they know until they get the specs on it? They have to follow the spec, what we're required from all bids, part of government. We can't just have bids out there that just kind of come in. We have to have a standard, and we're gonna set the standard at county profiles and state regulations. And anything with a surface, whether that's concrete, asphalt, chip and seal, will be required to have a subgrade stabilization, whether that's fly ash or concrete. And they'll have to be graded by somebody like Terracon. So there'll be inspection on it to make sure that it's proper, to avoid this same problem in the future.
Who stipulates the spec?
I will.
Would you not just follow the county specification?
No, I'm gonna set the specifications for the Benton Township as the road overseer and the township trustee, with advisement of professionals in the business.
So the county has a specification for the roads, but you're not gonna follow it? You're
I
gonna
just
say
said
no.
that we were gonna follow the county profile of the ditches, that's part of it. So we're not just gonna like be out the ditch and go on with it. The ditch has to have a profile, it has to have a bottom, it has to be flat, it has to have a percentage of grade, the culvert has to be maintained properly, the trees have to be not an obstruction. That's what we're gonna follow.
So what I'm hearing you say, just so that I understand, is the county has a specification, it has a profile for these type of roads. You will make up whatever specification that you feel is necessary, and then require all contractors to bid to that specification.
All roads. Not just contractors, roads,
Yeah,
county, whatever.
Right, but
Sure.
my point is you're gonna come up with it yourself, even though
I'm
there's
gonna
a
write,
county
I'm gonna write the
specification for
spec.
it.
I'm gonna write the spec and adopt some of the counties and state regulations, yes.
And you're authorized to do that?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
yep.
I think it's worth noting that a couple of comments have been made about there hasn't been a request for proposal. And 4 months ago.
A request for what?
A proposal
Proposal,
for the road, what we're talking about, bid.
proposal for
Yeah,
the.
4 months ago, you and Tom Wilson, Mandel were here speaking. And you asked him two things. One, are you saying that Mandel can do that road? And two, what would you charge to do it? That was in a meeting. I mean, I don't know what criteria is needed to be a formal RFP, but I mean, that sounded like one. Also, I think it's unwise to, because we were talking about being under budget on roads, I think it's unwise to sit and talk about hypotheticals, like snow removal, when that may or may not happen, versus something that is a reality, which is the 50th is deteriorating. I don't think that's a good argument. I don't think it's wise also. And I'd ask that you reconsider.
No, I'm gonna follow and get the bids. I'm gonna set out a precedence for the road, and I'm gonna send out bids according to the regulations and stipulations of the county council.
Yeah, any comments on that are relevant to what I said? Or did you not ask Tom to for what he would charge to do that road for Endell Construction?
Yeah, as a hypothetical, yeah. But when he goes and gives a bid to the county and presents it, and it's already there and they have it, and it says donation / deduction, that bid's null and void anyway.
Yeah, I
So,
think there's some.
and if he uses the other 26,000 as a tax deduction, then that counts. That counts as a bid.
Yeah, I just think there's some concern from residents on the optics of everything with you nominating yourself to be the overseer. And then you also
Yes?
not using, the framework that's already in existence for the maintenance of roads and adding to it. And then we're just to take your word for it that you're qualified to do
Let me
that.
ask you a hypothetical question. How much do you think it's going to be, what it would cost?
I have
to have
no
a- to-
idea. In fact,
go ahead.
I'm
Excuse me.
confused that we're still in the process of getting bids when for 4 months we've been talking about this. I don't
And it's been a
understand.
problem for much
I don't
longer.
understand what the holdup is. We had a resident that said, hey, I can put something together for you, and instead of saying, hey, this is fine and well, but because of this statute, we can't, okay, we can make some, we can ask that Tom make changes to that so that it meets the qualifications, so we can get something moving on this. It just feels
Well, it's going to
like-
go out to, there's a process that goes out to all contractors in a government bid. That's what we're going to follow. And it has nothing to do with Tom. I don't care about his bid there. If he's going to follow a specification, we get the bid back that's according to that, then that's what we can look at. Until that happens, till we get that process down, I mean, we're still gathering that information. That is very extensive. This is very, very time consuming.
So do you
There's
have
a lot to that.
timeline?
There's people at the county that just do that.
So would the board consider, if you have your specs together, would the board consider informing Tom what those specs are so that we can
Listen,
request
there's
that
a
he put
process.
something together?
There's
to
a
meet
process, and we're gonna follow that process. That is what I'm going to do.
that? And this process is one that you'll be creating, or?
Part of it is gonna be setting the specs. The other part is gonna be following exactly the way that a government agency is supposed to request bids from a private contractor.
I guess that begs the question though, if this is gonna be the new standard that you've created using some of the, and that's gonna be the standard for all the county roads, like how in the world would you
No,
expect?
just the township roads.
Or just the township roads, how in the world would you expect to be able to pay for that?
Pay for, well, mostly it's developers coming in and developing it, and they develop in a substandard way. And then just like Ryan Gray over here on this deal right here on 50th, he wanted to do 3/4 of a mile of chip and seal. How do you grade the other quarter mile? And he was no stabilization. He was going to set a profile on the roads, not work the ditches. set a chip and seal on that, not only that, but the interiors of that road, and have them prior to construction. What do you think happens to that chip and seal when a loaded concrete truck goes in there and spins around on it? It's all busted up. They'll want that fixed, but that's no longer on Ryan Gray, that's on the township. We can't afford that. We can barely afford a fix on this, and I don't know, that road over there, when we get bids coming in on it, it's gonna be probably over 200,000. It's a mile of road. We had one stabilization on just a quarter of it from Burkamp Construction, and that was 80,000. And that was with concrete stabilization. So, I mean, I already know. I'm just going through the process. But I am gonna set a spec, and it's not just for that road, it's for any other development that's coming in here. We got mills coming in here, and I'm waiting to, I'll make a telephone call after I get out of here and see what happened to that at the township, or at the planning board, because as the township trustee, I have not been notified of any of their wants and wishes on that. So that's out of protocol. They haven't made any agreements, haven't contacted me on anything that they want to do as far as surface on that. So we'll find out about that. But that's why I want to change the meetings. I mean, I'm making things right now so that I can go to those things and set the precedence on it. And set the specs, and that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to follow the Kansas statutes of government bidding. And that's all I've got for you.
So what kind of an ETA do you anticipate for the bid process to be coming?
I don't have any idea. I have to go on the schedule of the people at the county as well. I have, I can't just say, well, we need to do this now. I have to wait for them to set a schedule to see me. And then have them, if they will or will not help. If not, we have to go private. If that, then we have to make a motion to spend that money. This is how it works. So, thanks for your input.
One more item on that, well, different item. I had forwarded 2 letters I'd received from residents. Had you reviewed those?
Yeah, I read them.
Okay. Any comments?
Nope.
Samantha?
I read them. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. They weren't directed to me.
No, that was addressed to the board.
Sorry, I was pulling them back up.
Well,
So can I just say one more quick thing? So this board cannot accept any in-kind services of any kind from anybody for anything involving Benton Township. Is that what you're indicating to me? Sorry, but didn't know you.
Yeah, I was reading from the township minutes of the planning.
I would
Yeah.
just so we understand, nobody can do any in-kind services for Benton Township, period. For any part of Benton Township, is that what you're saying?
This feels like a trap question, Randy.
Well, we got
Randy,
to.
It's
I
clarification.
think I'm
It's
gonna-
clarification.
I think
We're trying to
what we're
clarify
gonna do-
what you're trying to do.
You're not giving us a timetable at all.
They give you
I don't
no
have a
timetable.
It'll go on forever.
This
you know?
this
We
road,
want
you knew
transparency.
this road was supposed to be done in August
Yeah.
of this year, and it was automatically delayed.
You're dragging your feet.
Yeah, he needs to.
He needs to leave. Is that your insinuation that Darren needs to leave?
Let me ask you a question. Is Darren an attorney for Benton Township?
No,
no, he is not.
Okay, and
no,
what
he's
is
my
he?
attorney.
So he's your personal attorney
That's
for,
correct.
for you as a trustee of Benton Township?
No, for me as Antonio Rodriguez.
Just wanted to clarify that.
Thanks.
Because I know he's in.
Okay.
So what was the answer to your question though, Randy? Are
Okay.
are you guys allowed to accept it? Can you guys answer his question for transparency?
I
Whether it
just
feels
want
like
to
a trap or
know
not?
if you can accept any in-kind services or anything donated to Benton Township. Can you accept that? 'Cause
I am
you're
not
sa-
accepting any donations per law, per memorandum of the Kansas Attorney General. That's what I'm doing. I'm following the Attorney General's advice.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just asking, is that your stand? Like what we were going to present this in-kind services, which basically the company's just trying to help us out. That's all they're trying to do.
I couldn't give you an answer on that until I have time to study this and research it.
There you go.
Exactly. There's a law that says that we can, that I'm
Yes,
looking at,
that's-
KS 80-1430,
Which
and then
is referenced in here.
and
I
then
see
there's
some confusing
an attorney
documentation,
general.
and I would need time to research it.
Let's,
study
let's read it
before I
and
answer
we'll
that.
continue that at the next meeting. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second. Sorry, forgot what I was
Okay, the
saying.
motion is a second. All in favor say yes. All in favor, all in negative say no. I say yes. Motion is passed. Meeting is adjourned. And I don't think we'll be doing any more special. Stick to the quorum.
Go back to you.
I don't like-